they're doing something. Some guy asked us to ask the Chapo guys if they would do a show from one of the occupations of one of those ICE headquarters because they respect us. And I was like, why would I ask them to do that?
What? Oh, they want us to try to draw attention to one of them?
Or to ask them, like, you guys should do that, yeah. And I'm like, they do what they do, man. I do what I do. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's something Brett and I is more cut out for that than they are anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love to. Are they really going to do that too?
They're not going to do it. No, they
No, I mean, no. Are they planning on protesting the detention centers?
Well, the hope is that they do it in Cleveland has one.
Right. I saw a list of, like, all of them in the country, right? I think they were planning on swarming them, right?
I think people are pretty energized and thinking of doing it. And, like, so we just have to drive up to Cleveland. But I'll definitely, like... I don't have a problem doing that. Like, that would be great. It would be fun. The part of me that's like, when people are like, you guys should do a show there, is like, are we, like, centering ourselves in a way? I did. Brett might.
What?
I did for a second. But do you have your audio up?
What do you mean? On here?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I don't want to, like, center us as like, oh, we're here. But I don't
that
think
is
people
true,
would think,
yeah.
like, that's a weird thing. It's like, we would probably draw people there, but would we just draw people there to watch us and then leave? You know, which is something good. Okay. Would we draw people there just for them to leave when we're done? That doesn't help anybody.
Well, if we don't leave, they would probably hang around.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they're there for a protest too. I mean,
it's one of those things that's like, it is a weird situation because I do feel like there is a value in us just being like, we're gonna be here, we're gonna plug the mics in, and we're gonna talk. You know what I mean? But then I feel like, so can we do comedy here? Like,
right?
Are we allowed to be funny?
Do people not necessarily laugh in this type of environment?
Yeah, dude. 2 white guys need to be here telling jokes in front of this detention center full of children.
I don't know. We won't know until we test those waters, man.
I don't want to.
We gotta
test
do
them
it
though. If people are gonna get mad about it.
Hey, man, I got.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I crossed the line last week, so you don't have to worry about people being mad. They're nice as hell. They're super nice.
No, it's for me. It's like, no, but this is a different thing than that. I think, like,
yeah, I know
this is different. You were like, I think about it like whatever happened last week as like, you know, it's a show where we talk. You know what I mean? And we talk about whatever's happening right at that minute. And I was talking to one of the admins in the group, and they were like, you know, a lot of shows come with an ideology and they like fit everything into that, where me and you come with like, maybe we're just having a conversation, and like I can be wrong and you can be wrong, and it like, and whatever happens on one specific, like, please don't treat, I think like this is something I've been thinking a lot, is please don't treat everything we say as canon, because it's not, because like, you know, somebody said something on the board about our gun control opinions, and I'm like, we're both dudes that want guns. Like, we're not against gun control. We're not for gun control. Neither one of us are. But like, we have conversations to flesh out kind of what our opinions are, and
what the barriers are.
Like, I oftentimes want to say, like, when it comes to gun control, a lot of times I want to say stuff like, why is it necessary for us to have all of these guns? Not the government should take all of these guns away. Sometimes we just don't do a good job of that. You know what I mean? And like that, I mean, I guess if you want to hold us to like a super high standard for that sort of thing, that's fine. But I like want people to understand that like we're also having like a free flowing conversation, and we're doing an entertainment show and stuff like that. And sometimes we're just gonna say things that might piss you off in a moment, and we're trying to work it out on the fucking show. You know what I mean? I don't.
Well, I was gonna put this at the end, but.
No, I don't want to do that.
You don't?
I want to do it on the show.
We have to, dude. I feel like there's egg all over my face, and I have to address it.
Well, I'll let you do it then. I don't think what you said was... I mean, like, most people that I saw said that they agree with you in a way. You know what I mean? I think that, like, what happened was, like... and somebody pointed this out. They were like, it was like sort of two people arguing different things.
Yeah.
And then I got frustrated because I didn't say this. I think I might have said this on the board or something, but like, I'm a fucking host on a podcast and I've been doing for 7 years, and like, I should be so much better. I could have been so much better there. You know what I mean? And I was like, I was fried because I've been doing a lot of podcasts lately. I get to a thing where I do like 5 a week for like 4 weeks, and like, you get to a point where you're like, I'm fucking fried, and I just wasn't ready to have the conversation, that specific conversation. And then like I guess like the way that I feel is that like I could have handled that better too.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been like, I'm not having fun, let's just move on. Because this is a fucking live show, and I should have been a host and a professional, and I wasn't.
Yeah, you could have clowned me.
Right.
For sure.
Right. But I was also, like I
Frustrated.
said, like sometimes that's what I'm trying to explain. Like even at in the that's what I'm trying to explain now, is that like sometimes like I'm not the right person. Like it's just like 100% of the time I'm not going to be like know the right thing to do, or even just do the right thing. Whatever emotion gets in my
Well, it was me too. I mean, it was because I was really mad. I had a lot of pent up anger because I don't know. I just spent a lot of the beginning of the year being frustrated with politics and all of this shit, and then also benefiting so much from it, from all this chaos.
Yeah.
And feeling like I don't know what to do, and feeling helpless and all that stuff. But there's just, what I really wanted to get across is that like, if you really are going to use that Nazi rhetoric, if you're going to say the Nazis are here, like, you have to be in the streets. Otherwise, you're just like a fucking poser.
You're just yelling the Nazis are here.
Yeah, you're stealing Starbucks Wi-Fi, sitting around with your friends and sharing cigarettes and just yelling about Nazis on the internet. Like, tweets are extra credit. They're not activism, you know?
Right, but I also think that like nothing had, I feel like it came to a head this week, and we were like 4 days ahead of it.
Yeah.
Where like, so some of the stuff also that was said was sort of like pre things happening, so you can't even be blamed. I wouldn't blame you for saying those things. Like, now real fucking things are happening in the street, like real solid concrete actions. Like, this thing feels like super helpless. You know what I mean? Like, this thing at first it was like, and like, this is the way I think of it. I don't know if this is the way you think of it, but like, if it feels like nothing's changing for a long period of time, right? Like, so like, we went to the inauguration, there's all this fucking energy at this inauguration. We went to the airport, you went to the airport protest, there's all this energy around the airport protest. Then everybody got tired, you know what I mean, and exhausted, and it seemed like all this heinous stuff kept happening over and over again, and things weren't really happening. And I think I even felt like, I don't think we're gonna be able to stop this. Like, I don't think anybody's like moving towards stopping this. Holy shit, you know what I mean? And like, now that it's happening, I guess like I see it now. Like, I understand the like, that Portland thing was important, I think, like, because now you see the road, you know what I mean? Now you see like, okay, so there's these offices where these guys are at. We can like just go there. Like they can't stop us from going there. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I just felt like fucking one of those unfortunate times where like we decided to talk about something before we talked about something before it was time, I guess, in a way. Yeah. I mean, we should have been talking about it we should have been talking about it in 2011 or whatever. But like,
I don't remember. I mean, I honestly don't remember much of that. We were never nice to Obama or anything like that.
No, but we never talked about, I mean, that's not really our show anyway, you know? But like, we weren't up in arms about detention centers and shit like that under him. And we maybe should have been talking about it before, you know? But again, like, we didn't know the information. I don't feel like the information was out there. I guess maybe it was if you were like reading, like, you know, reading the right sites and shit like that. But it was just something, you know, I just, I don't know. The further I got away from it, the further I was like, we just had the conversation a few days too early. And I think that like everybody gets frustrated and everybody has a rough time with like,
well, and I
like rhetoric, like when people just, if you don't like the way things are being said, then it's your job to say something about it too.
And that's what I think is I feel so much pressure like that people are going to get mad if I don't think that way, because I just see so much groupthink that happens in these spaces, and I'm like, I don't think that way. Like, and I'm not going to just jump on board with that.
Yeah.
It's just not my way.
Well, I mean, and I didn't really even necessarily know exactly what, like, I didn't know the extent of what this thing looked like until probably this weekend. Obviously, a lot of people sent me a lot of information to use against you somehow. Like, I was like, Brett, I'm not, like, we're not fighting.
Right.
Like, this isn't an ongoing thing. But then when I started to look at it, I was like, I mean, you know, yeah, this is bad, man. Like the pictures and stuff. Like I hadn't looked at many of the pictures. I hadn't looked at I don't think even I really knew much about what was happening. You know what I mean? Right. Now I know, and I have opinions on it. I think whatever you call these fucking things, as long as you don't call them a summer camp, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're calling them concentration camps, go the fuck ahead and call them that. I mean, it does fit the dictionary definition of it. Fine, you know? Like, it's all these things where it's like, you call whatever the fuck you want now. I've seen them, and I'm just like, yeah, this is bad. Does this have those gimmicks on it? Oh, no. Okay. Well, Wi-Fi works, right?
What gimmicks?
The Wi-Fi gimmicks, the plug-in gimmick. You know what I'm talking about? LAN.
Oh, Clank. Ethernet or whatever?
It doesn't, but it's fine. I'm sure it works. The Wi-Fi probably works better than the $200 computer I had for fucking 7 years.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to drink this Kratom for y'all. No, Brockton, not concentrated fun camps. That's not something I'm going to allow you to call them. You will call them concentration camps, detention centers, kid jails. Now Trump is, you hear what Trump said today? He's like, we're going to stop separating these families and lock them all up together. It's like, that's not a victory. We're still locking people up.
It sounds like the American response, though.
We did both say yesterday that, like, we're both in the end, like, against borders, period. And
yeah, I mean,
one of those things. It's like, nobody.
I was trying not to. I wasn't trying to say. I wasn't trying to. That was the thing, is I wasn't trying to defend anything of what they were doing. I just was trying to say, when is it necessary and when does it help to do that, to say that shit, you know?
Folks, I got a big Jason, you want to show them my cup in this camera? I got this gross cup of Kratom. Jason's about to let y'all see it. It's a thickie. It's what they call a thickie. Ugh, gross. I'm gonna drink this now. Okay, folks. Here it comes. Watch my face contort.
Ooh, like a boss.
Not bad, right? I'm pretty brave.
Yeah, I think you sold it, folks.
I didn't sell.
We offer Kratom powder in the Street Fight store. This is our infomercial. Tastes great. Helps you focus right before a podcast. Goes down smooth.
It doesn't do any of those things. It helps you focus when you do a podcast. The other stuff, it doesn't do at all. It doesn't go down smooth, and it actually, the people that come in to the Street Fight group and say Kratom actually tastes good, I'm like, what kind of taste buds do you have? Like, what are you doing?
I love bitter.
Bitter?
Yeah.
Shitter, more like.
Well, I mean, if you need to get the matcha tea latte from Starbucks. It's like a Kratom latte. Ew. Like, I drank it and I was like, this is Kratom-ish.
Why'd you get it?
I like herbal stuff. I like stuff that tastes like it came from the rainforest.
Not this guy.
I don't trust.
Ayahuasca.
I'm into pharmaceutical. I'm into pharmaceuticals with the F.
Real pharmacy.
Yeah, the real
RMACY.
Right. I get all of my nutrients from the ground, my friends.
That was fucking gross.
Yerba mate also has a little kratom-ish. I got an amazing yerba mate from North Carolina when we were there. It's hibiscus lime, and I'm gonna order it again. I'm actually, when we run out, I'm ordering it again.
In Asheville?
Yeah. They grow it there.
Hibiscus is a flower, right?
Right.
I don't like that.
You don't like flowers?
I do like lime. I don't like to drink them. I like lavender. Let's just say I like lavender.
You're a lavender fellow. Because you're a relaxing guy. You know that makes you relax, right?
Does it really?
That's what lavender's supposed to be.
All
those herbal essential oil people.
I like it in like lemonade.
Lavender lemonade?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't like that?
I've never had it.
They have it at Fusion.
Goodness
I like
gracious.
lavender ice
the
cream.
Treat. Lavender ice cream, yeah. Lavender and chocolate. One of my favorites.
I don't like anything with chocolate
when I was
except for Peanut Buddy.
Little boy of just 21 years old, because I was able to drink. We went to Chicago, and I tried a big city chocolate bar that had lavender and chocolate, and I fucking loved it.
Lavender's good. It's like eating a flower, but I mean,
Yeah.
flowers are fine.
I like to eat dirt too.
I like lavender. I like that Dr. Bronner's. You ever use that Dr. Bronner stuff?
The spicy shit?
Well, see, I can't use that because
you got to distill it.
Hurts. Well, no, I get the bars.
Oh, you do the bars? No,
Yeah.
I do liquid. I'd clean myself like a car. I just take a wash bucket into the shower and just sling water and soap everywhere.
Apparently, the pepper stuff is not good for ladies.
No, it makes your...
It's fine for me. I like a refreshing pepper feeling.
My little man urethra burned with that shit. I couldn't imagine with a big woman urethra.
I think it feels good. It makes me feel all clean and shit. It's like when you brush your teeth, how your mouth, you're all confident in your mouth for a few minutes.
Yeah. It's
like you brush your teeth and it's all like minty and you're like, I'm fucking all confident in here. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to use this peppermint soap. Oh, it's cold.
It feels like you clean with a laser. Yeah, perfect. Or like you did like a chemical peel.
So I like it.
I've
been walking by this place. I've been walking by this joint. This, what's it called, man? Like a massage place, right? And like they do facials and shit like that there. And one of the things on the sign says chemical peel, and I'm always like, I thought like wine moms hated chemicals, but now they're just like slap some chemicals on my face.
Well, I believe there can be naturally derived ones.
What's the chemicals? It sounds like fucking It sounds like they're putting acid on their face.
No, it's like some sort of. It's some sort of thing that melts the oil that's holding on to dead skin cells on your face. I can't remember. I read about it recently.
You gonna get one?
This is my dumb. This is like a battle of the sexes game right now.
You gonna get one?
Try to have us two explain what a. I'm gonna get one. I need to get one. Looking at my face in these new cameras, I need to get makeup. I need to get a tan. I'm gonna get airbrush tan. I'm going to get frosted tipped hair. I'm getting hair plugs.
Hey, how cool would you guys think it would be, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? How cool would y'all think it would be if Brett just got like a really hardcore spray tan like a professional wrestler?
It would look good, wouldn't it? It would make my teeth look whiter.
Yeah, like a real like.
I gotta get Zoom. I can't afford veneers yet, so I'm gonna get that Zoom whitening maybe from the dentist.
Veneers, those Baba Booey veneers. Ugh. Tea tree oil. Tea
tree oil is the shit too.
I had some shit going on, and my wife was like, "You just rub some tea tree oil on it," and I did, and it made my whole body feel greasy. I'll never use it again.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. You get it on your scalp. That makes your hair feel like it's brand new.
Brockton TJ in the chat, I will never let Brett get a microphone tattoo.
That would be cool.
No, it wouldn't.
Like in 1950s style. Like one that's hanging.
A rockabilly one?
Like a rockabilly microphone hanging from the side of my face.
People that do radio don't get... Every guy that does radio in the world has a microphone tattoo, and every person that like acts has the drama faces on.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't get neither. And every anarchist has like a circle A, right?
Yes.
I don't have any of them. I'm getting my eyebrow pierced on January the 18th, 2019.
Okay.
If I'm reminded by people. If. That's the only way I'm doing it. But I'm doing it. And you should have been there when I told Katie I was getting my eyebrow pierced. If I'm reminded to do it. If we have all... She was like, why? And I said, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to keep it in. You just got to try it out.
Don't get a gumball tattoo. That's the biggest mistake you'd ever have in your life.
Oh, I'd get a gumball tattoo.
I'll get my eyebrow pierced on Twitch. I don't care, man. I had my eyebrow pierced once. I used to be cool. Maybe somebody. I'm gonna go. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a commitment in the next month to go find pictures of me when I had bleach blonde hair, eyebrow piercings, and I was thin, and I only wore mecha shirts and polyester pants. Right? They were polyester, like the kickwear, big polyester kickwears. I was fucking good looking, man. I wouldn't say I was handsome, and I wouldn't say that I was I wouldn't say, oh guys, you want to see tan lines? Look, I'm going to show you something that I never show people. Jason, can you put the camera on me real quick? Let me show you my tan line. I'm going to take the hat off. Can they see it pretty good, do you think?
Yeah, it looks like you're wearing a white beanie.
It's like if you look
I can't
at the
see
back.
it. Let's see it.
Look on the back. Tan line.
Oh, there it is. That's the shot we needed.
That was
it is.
My family.
Where's that 3, 2, 1 Jello?
My family makes fun of my tan line. That's like it's their job now. You should see my legs and look. I'll show you my arm. Like here's my arm. There too. Yeah. Tan lines, baby. I'm the tan line kid. That's what they call me. I'm not gonna walk around without a shirt on. That's the thing. How do you get rid of tan lines?
Do you wear sunblock?
No. Why?
You gotta wear. The sun will fucking kill you.
It's
care. Like the creator of everything, but also it's the destroyer of people's skin.
I just been out there in that sun for years. Maybe I'll start next year with the sunblock.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know how have you heard like when you burn toast, it's like cancerous?
Yeah.
That's like your skin too.
My skin isn't burnt though. It's more like braised.
Deep fried. Oh yeah. Fricasseed.
Somebody said Brockton said wear a mesh shirt.
That's a good idea.
No, you guys. Well, here, listen to this. When you say you wear, I don't burn fast though. I used to burn, and now that I've been outside for many years, I don't burn anymore. So I don't even think about it.
What it is to burn.
What it is to burn.
So follow.
All right. Let's get this show rolling. Let's do the show.
I gotta moisten my throat.
All right. I gotta moisten my throat too. I'm gonna wear I'll start wearing sunscreen, okay? But goodness gracious, I just really hate feeling greasy. I know that it's gonna kill me. I'm sure of it. But I hate to feel greasy. It's why my skin's always so dry. I don't like to put on lotion. Like cavemen didn't have to do that shit, you know?
Yeah, they also were like covered in all kinds of crazy carbuncles and shit.
I know. Ew, I don't think of cavemen like that, dude.
Yeah, they weren't the most hygienic, dude.
No.
Yeah, they weren't cuddly and soft. They weren't Captain Caveman.
That's what I think. I think of cavemen like as like just they're like dudes with like a hair
anarcho-primitivist.
No, they're just Captain Caveman is a perfect example of it. Like I think of I don't want to think of cavemen with all kinds of bumps and gross shit all over their skin, coughing all the time and shit. I don't want that. Right. Don't do that to me.
I've been doing the coconut oil spray shit, and I have one that smells like chocolate. Sunblock. Sunblock.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I mean, like I said, what is sunblock even? What is it?
It's a barrier of protection between your skin and
what is it made out of?
The killer sun. I don't know. It's PABA free.
Okay, well that's good. I don't like PABA.
Yeah.
Hate PABA. It's the worst shit you can buy.
I wouldn't put PABA in anything.
It's like, buddy, no PABA. It's the same thing with bug spray. I'm like, I ain't fucking putting bug spray
I know. They always
on.
tell you all the stuff that's not in there, and you're like, well, okay, but so what are you? You had all these sweet chemicals that turned us into mutants before. So what are you using now? We're gonna find out turns us into mutants.
Oh, I've been saying that about vaping for years.
Vaping's gonna make us mutants?
I think like people are like vaping. It's a healthy alternative, and it's like I don't know.
No, you can breathe that shit in.
Okay, I'm fine with it. I'm vaping right now. No, I don't wear bug spray because I'm not afraid of bugs.
Ooh, really?
No. You can kill a bug.
That's true.
I would do CBD sunscreen.
That's a great way to get you to do it. That is a great way to get you to do it.
Put drugs in it and I'll do it.
It relaxes your whole damn neck. It's got CBD in it.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, again, like I'm like with bug spray. It's like we go fucking frisbee golfing, and my wife is like, she just spray herself on every 3 holes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Again, the cavemen didn't have bug spray, and they was fine, man.
Sure.
They was cute little Captain Caveman looking dudes.
We can all be Captain Cave Women, cavemen, and cave
the pioneers
non-binary
didn't
people.
Need bug spray.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We should all be living like cavemen.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that like bug spray is stupid, and it's, I don't know. I just feel like people are afraid of outside these days.
That's
like,
true.
They're like, outside's gonna kill you, and it's like maybe it will, but we can't go
you'll
there.
get bit, but then you also have this amazing experience under the sun, right?
I love
with
it
trees
outside.
And shit. Yeah, you got to put up with some bugs.
Yeah, I know exactly. My wife will be like, "I don't want to go do this because I'll sweat all day," and I'm like, that's part of being in, living on the planet, man. You got to resign yourself to sweat. But I've learned something this year.
What's that?
That maybe I wasn't listening at all.
You really?
Maybe I wasn't listening to women. But their boobs. And
they get like hot.
It's a little bit like and they're just like, I don't like that at all. I'm like, okay, well, I can identify.
It's like a couple of greased up pigs rolling around.
I didn't ever think about it. You know what I mean? It didn't never occur to me like, why is she always complaining about fucking sweating all the time? She's like, because I get a line under my titties, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
but I mean, you gotta go out. You can't
just put a washcloth under there and keep on rolling.
She keeps.
Or design something that works better.
I think my wife wants one of those fans, those spray bottle fans.
Okay.
I think she wants one of those, but she's embarrassed to buy it in front of me because I'll say she's a rube.
Okay.
So like every time we walk by him, she's like, maybe I'll just buy one of these, and I'll laugh, and she'll be like, I'm just kidding, and walk by.
Oh, come on, get her one. You gotta get her one.
Maybe I'll go buy her one.
You know what I always fell for? My rube thing is that the sharper image. You remember they sold that thing that you just like rested on your neck and it just made you cool down?
It does.
I always was like, I feel pretty fucking cool right now. I feel way cooler.
You just gotta get used to being hot. That's the whole fucking thing.
No, I lean into it. I mean,
yeah, me too. You did an insane. Your Father's Day was fucking insane, dude. Fucking I saw what you were doing on Facebook.
It was fun.
And after what I did, which is I walked like 8 miles. I went out and did like one of my slowest, like my smallest 8-mile walk, and then he's out riding his bike all over Columbus, Ohio, and I'm like, fuck, you probably rode what, 30 miles, 20, 25?
I rode for like an hour and a half
from here to German Village, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think it was
I did 22
miles or something.
Okay, I did 22 miles last week and was roughly felt the same way. The funny thing is, somebody on the Street Fighters group, when I posted that I walked 22 miles, they drew a 22-mile radius around Columbus, and I got to see where I would have walked had I just straight walked, and I was like, oh wow, because I always thought like, well, I'd probably end up in Polaris if I just walked a straight line. Circleville, we're talking about Delaware and Circleville. I would have walked. I know. It's not the suburbs, it's the exurbs of the suburbs, man. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, fucking kitchens are the worst. My sister's like it's been real hot here lately, and like they just built their kitchen, but it's in an old building, so she's like, it's still super hot in there.
Right.
Like, you know, working at a fancy restaurant is like what I always think is like those fancy restaurants where they put the chefs and the cooks in the middle of the restaurant. Seems like the maximum best way to work at a restaurant. You're in front of people all day, but like there's air conditioning there.
You ready to start the show soon?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I went to a place called the Hamburger Diner this week up in Delaware, and it was as old school as they get, dude. It didn't even have fucking tables. It just had those like half rectangles with the seats around it. Seats around it, so you all sat together. And it was fucking old school. Like these two old towny guys came in and they were and like the people at the grill were busting their balls. And it was fucking incredible. He was like, the guy came walking in and the guy at the grill was like, "Oh, Terry, we don't have sauerkraut. We're all out." And he was like, "No." And he was like, "I'm messing with you. I just knew you was going to get a Reuben." And I was like, I fucking love this. I was like so into being there that I was like, maybe I'll just move to a small town.
Where was this at?
Where was it at?
Yeah.
It's in Delaware, Ohio, in like the city. It's like their oldest diner. It's called like the Hamburger Inn Diner or something. We were out there, and it was just like really old school, and it was like townies. Wow. Talking at the thing. There was like a bike race in town.
You know what? People out there don't need sunblock.
They probably don't, but they didn't look like they were in their best.
Or bug spray.
Bug spray sucks, dude. I promise to start wearing sunblock. But I'm definitely not wearing bug spray. I mean, I know ticks can give you Lyme disease or whatever like that. I'll take my risk, I guess. I mean, with the ticks. I don't go anywhere where there's ticks. A thing that everybody needs to understand about me is that I live in the city and I never leave the city. HamburgerInDiner.com. Yeah, there you go. That's the place. Yeah, it was sweet, man. They were busting beans up in there. I love that place. I might drive all the way back out there again just to have it again. It was a decent hamburger. They had world famous cinnamon rolls, and I was like, well, I love cinnamon rolls. They dip, I guess they dip the cinnamon rolls in egg and do cinnamon roll French toast on the grill.
Woo, daddy!
I knew you'd perk up for that one.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Milkshakes, they got milkshakes. They just do it all, man. But there were bikers in town, so like they were all like it was like a bike race, not like motorbikers, like a bike race, like guys like pedal bikes,
bicycle.
You know what I'm saying? Bicycle race, and dudes were coming in there and just getting a salad, and every time they ordered, people were like, "Salad?
Really?
Fuck you, dude. You know, go somewhere else."
Yeah. That's the side shit.
Come in here. Y'all got like a side salad or something. It was like these guys would come in there and they were wearing you could tell they were wearing like those tight shirts.
Right.
And they would just sit down and be
clip-in shoes.
"Oh, what's all this? What's all this? What's this? Hamburgers, French fries?
Carbs.
Are there any healthy options on here?" It's like, this is a fucking Hamburger Inn Diner, motherfucker.
Very high on the glycemic index.
Yeah.
I need to keep my numbers in order.
Yeah. God. Yeah, it was Father's Day weekend, so it was basically like, "Brian, you get to eat whatever you want." So we had hamburgers and pizza.
The classics.
And then for the next 2 days, my family went camping, and I had hamburgers and pizza those days too. And I had pizza today.
All right. You ready to get started?
Uh-huh. Are you Rackingham? So wearing the full kit, like, is it basically like if you see somebody on a $2,000 bike with like the full kit and stuff, are they like slow as shit?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually not using that to their full potential, and they're probably not sponsored.
No. What do you mean? Oh,
because people buy like outfits of the riders, like the way that people wear. I mean, I guess folks wear like jerseys, LeBron jerseys to play basketball, right?
They don't say like Barclays on their front.
No.
They're like Huntington Bank or
well,
some
thankfully, we have taste in our sports. We're not like the horrible European soccer teams.
Yeah. That's so funny. They're weekend riders that only ride when it's nice out.
Rack nom.
I mean, I don't know anything about the bike people, but like this,
Yeah.
I've been doing disc golf this year.
Well, this is like more, the bike people are more like real golf in that like they just think that you sink a whole bunch of money into it and it makes you better at it.
I've been doing disc golf this year, and there's guys with like 40 set. They have these big things with like just tons of frisbees, and I'm like, God damn, man.
Frisbee golf is a real loner sport, and it draws out some dudes that like are not pretty gnarly. It's just like I feel like it's somebody you can just play by yourself and get into it, and kind of bowling. Last couple of times I've been bowling, I've watched guys just play for 3 hours by themselves.
Yeah, they just come in alone with their own bag, and they got the glove, and they got the fucking they got everything that you need. And
I want to be good at
bowl.
You know, I go out bowling with my friends, and I always say I wish I was better at this, so I set aside 3 hours to get fucking better at this. That's what I did. Like that's what we were talking. Yeah, we were talking about being single earlier.
Right. That's
like
what I always think with the frisbee golf guys that are like getting like I saw a guy get like got it in 2 shots.
Right.
And I just looked at him like, no, I'm trying to get under 7 shots,
right,
man. My arm doesn't work like that. Good for you, man.
Yeah, you're still excited just to get par.
Oh, dude, we did 9 holes.
Uh-huh.
I got a 7.
Woo! Mm-hmm. Holy guacamole.
2 under. No.
Wow.
No, I've been doing good. I'm watching my scores. I started at 30. I can actually tell you real quick before you're about ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Before we go, I'll tell you.
My head's kind of ringing.
Before we go, I'll tell you where I'm at, because I'm so proud of myself, because like I've been doing this disc golf thing barely at all. Okay, so the first time I went, I golfed a plus 35.
Ooh, okay. That happens.
Good, right?
Happens.
It's a hard time.
Still
I mean, I came in second. Gwen got a 36 and Katie got a 31 that time. The next time I went, I got a 23. So I went from a 35 to a 23. Gwen got a 39.
Okay.
She's a kid, though. You know what I mean? She's 13. She doesn't got that strong arm like me. I'm a beast. And then the last time, then the time after that I went, I got a plus 20. Katie a 36 and Gwen a 41. Gwen's regressing. But she gets mad halfway through.
Yeah.
She gets like she'll be like, "Oh, I'm not getting any better," and then she just starts to, dog it for the rest of the time. And
you got to go into each one. You got to give it all your all every single round.
So the last time I only did 9 holes and I got a plus 7. So basically I've taken that to mean that I would have got a 14 that time. That's I wouldn't got I just doubled it. I did 9, I got 7. I would have had a 14 that time. So I'm getting better and better.
Good.
Where do you try to get though? Like what is like a frisbee golf good score?
The lowest you can possibly get every single time?
No, but what do people get?
I have no clue. I mean, I only play against myself.
What do you get?
I didn't even keep score. The way that everybody
these millennials, they don't keep score, Jason.
I do, but no, my family is real loosey goosey. Everybody now is getting into it, and they're like, I don't want to keep score. It hurts my feelings. So I haven't been keeping score because a bunch of new people are playing with me now.
We're keeping score. We're scorekeepers.
I am down for scorekeeping as well.
I have the app. I have a frisbee golf app with maps on it.
I still just get par or +1 is usually where that's where I'm at.
Me and you got to play each other this summer a few times.
Okay, we'll go head to head. We'll do it.
Can we Twitch? I wonder if we can figure out how Brett and I can do frisbee golf on Twitch. We'll put GoPros on, and me and him will go do frisbee golf, and you can watch me sweat and cuss.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. Everybody's saying there's no video.
Yeah, he was, because we were supposed to start the show, and then you started blathering on and on and on and on. So he was trying to set it up.
No, the video's coming on, guys. Let's go.
We need to do the music, the headphone stuff next. Mm-hmm. All right, you ready? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Street Fight Radio. I'm glad you're here. It's the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We've been doing it for 7 years now. This week, we did not do a call-in show. It was Father's Day. We'll probably talk a little bit about what we did here. But Brian talked to his daughter, Gwen, about what's going on in her life, what she's into. I know a lot of you enjoy that. So if this is your first time you've heard this, or then if this is the first time you're checking out the show, go back and check out that Gwen one. It's always a treat to have her on, and I always make sure to give her some cash money so she can buy some frivolous things when she does stuff like that.
She's on her way now. So Brett's having her babysit tomorrow. She gets $40 from me for her allowance, and she'll probably get some money for this. She is seriously maybe going to get those goddamn Gucci slides, which I'm like, no, don't fucking buy $160 flip-flops with your first big amount of money.
That sounds like a wonderful purchase. Imagine just walking around your house taking Instagram photos of yourself in those things everywhere. Like, I'm just hanging out, in my expensive flip-flops.
Yeah, well, she was like, so not too long ago, she was like, Dad, I want some Gucci slides. And I was like, okay, let's go get them. Because I figured slides meant they were flip-flops meant.
Right, the cheap ones.
Looking at $60 here.
Sure.
Because they're Gucci. I knew they weren't going to be 20. I'm not an idiot. And then when they tacked on that 100 after the 60, I was like, you're never getting those.
No, they do it to scare you away.
Yeah, you're going to get those when you're 18.
Right. That's your own money.
Yeah, that's an own money thing. I just had to tell her this week that we're going we're going to go. We got a lot of family stuff coming up. There's ComFest this weekend in Ohio, in Columbus, which is a big festival. It's a big community festival. It's really fun. A lot of political people. You'll probably hear Brett. I think Brett and I are going to record there. Probably.
Yeah, I went to.
And then but Friday we're going to see Willie Nelson in Cincinnati and Sturgill Simpson down in Cincinnati, which is a 2-hour drive for us. And so I tell the kid, like, dude, I know you're about to get a bunch of money. I'm feeding you, and that's it this year. Because every year we go to ComFest, and she convinces herself that she needs something from one of the artisans there, right? Like, so last year it was a purse that was like, look, I want to pay people for their art. I ask people to pay me for my art. So when somebody makes tie-dyed purses and they want to charge $70 for it, I can't pay that. You know what? They were like cloth, and it was a front thing. She was like, I'd like to get that. And I was like, I ain't getting that for you. That's $70. And she was like, well, I'll use it as a backpack for school this year. No, she was like, when she finally got it, she got it home. I was like, you're going to use that as a backpack? She's like, I can't take that thing to school.
I remember one time I tried to convince my mom to let me get a hockey jersey instead of a coat. Because they were so expensive. And I was like, I just really want this Patrick Waugh jersey. And I'll wear it outside, like when it's cold outside. Like, it's for I was like, Mom, it's made for like hockey, so it's warm.
No, it's not. It's made for hockey, so it's breathes.
Yeah.
My dad loved hockey. He played it growing up. So when hockey's jerseys were in style, I was able to talk him into buying me one, because I'm like, well, I'm very interested in hockey now. Can you get me an Anaheim Mighty Ducks jersey? And he was like, of course, Brian. Let's get you one. I wore a Mighty Ducks jersey for a whole year of my childhood. That was fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
It was when they first came out. It had that duck with the big hockey angry mask face on the front, looking all mad. It was cool, though. I'm actually... somebody in the chat said they spent $160 on shoes recently, but they were Red Wings. I mean, my Red Wings were almost $250, so I understand that. They're flip-flops, like the Adidas shoes, like the Adidas ones that you just slide on their feet, and they just say Gucci on it.
Right.
It's not impressive to me. I'm gonna buy it. My shoes are wearing through. Update for the Street Fight listeners.
You bought them fake ass athletic shoes at Kohl's, man.
Got a hole in my shoe, and I know
fake leisure.
I know I threw up a big amount of anger at you people for saying my shoes weren't good enough, and I defended my shoes. I'm done defending my shoes. I'm gonna buy the Stephen BC shoes.
Can I go with you to go try them on and shit?
Sure. I'm nervous though about them because they're $150.
Oof.
Yeah,
I only buy stuff on discount. The thing is, I have expensive taste, but I get it for cheap.
Yeah, you're good at getting stuff. You're good at you're really good at getting things for like prices. Well, you just got me a PlayStation from the bank, not from the bank, from the Patreon. Yeah. And I was like, and you got that for a deal, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Slick
deals.
Brett actually, the thing he taught me in the past like couple years that I never did was always look for promo codes. So if I'm buying something online, I'm Googling a fucking promo code every day. I want to say this to Jeffrey from Eminent Prof on Twitter. He said, I hate it when I get owned about my shoes. I'm a teacher and my kids always own me about my shoes. Red Wings are not going to stop them from owning you about your shoes. You got to go buy some nice.
Oh, that's a noble cause, dude. I mean, it's
no, I'm saying, but he was saying I got to get Red Wings, and I'm like, they'll own you for Red Wings.
No, that's what I mean. No, you get to. That's great. You get to put a smile in a kid's mouth. You get to bring them joy of cracking on the teacher, right?
Yeah. And Brockton, Brett is not a Marshall's master. He gets the real shit. He doesn't go to Marshall's. He doesn't go to what's the other place?
I'm a Maxxinista.
You go to TJ Maxx?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know Brett went to TJ Maxx, but
wherever there's clearance stuff, I go. Yeah.
I didn't discover closeout stores until I was in my 20s, maybe I was a little older because somebody was like, "Hey, Schottenstein's got Carl Kanai clothes," and I was like, "What the fuck? What?"
For way cheaper.
But it was right after Carl Kanai wasn't that popular. Now I would totally wear a Carl Kanai t-shirt in a second if they still sell them. But yeah. So yeah, that's promo codes though. Everybody, if you're like me and you're an idiot and you've just spent $300 on shoes in 2018 on like 7 pairs of
disposable shoes.
They're not disposable. Like Adidas, come on, man. Yeah. Nike, come on, for real. Like, make shoes that last. What the fuck? Why don't they last?
Because
they're the two kinds of shoes.
Yeah, but I mean, they make the booty ones to sell at Kohl's, dude.
I don't buy them. I didn't buy these at Kohl's.
Oh, I thought you
I went to the real store, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
Or penises. Sporting Goods.
Yes, sorry, I forgot the name.
I didn't mean to be.
They changed owners recently.
Penises sporting, dude. When my wife was like, "Let's go to Dick's," both me and the kid laughed. I'm like, "Yeah, I love having a teen. Yeah. It's so much better than having a little kid."
Can't wait to get inside that Dick's.
Gotta really pull up to that Dick's and get in there. Get in there. So yeah, promo codes, folks. Maybe
there's actually an extension that's called Honey. You can add it to your browser and it will automatically check it.
Okay.
And there's another one called WikiBuy that will compare prices. So
WikiBuy. Okay. So yeah, just listen to him. He is a genius when it comes to this stuff. He does, but he loves getting stuff, right?
I do. I love getting stuff, but it has to be cheap.
That's the whole premise of my Kickstarter pitch for the tour. Was like, we want to go on a tour and we want to bring our families, but guess what? We can't afford it.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask. We're not really. I mean, you'll see the whole launch. The Kickstarter is going to kick ass. But yeah, it was like the whole pitch is like, Brett and I like to do things we can't afford.
Yeah, we spent some money to do some cool stuff.
Yeah, so
but there's not much left.
Let's news it up, man. I got some strange news stories. I have a New York story that really bummed me out. And I wanted to start the show with that. This is from Brooklyner.com, BKLYNER.com.
Okay.
My buddy Charles from Mike Dicta, UGARLES on Twitter. I did a third show with him recently, and he posted a picture of a business that was a fried chicken place in Queens, New York. And it was called the New Kentucky Fried Chicken.
The New Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, that's what it's called now.
Right.
Because a Kentucky Fried Chicken moved into the neighborhood, sued them, and they had to change it to the New Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I read this story. What's in a name? Apparently for a neighborhood bodega fighting against an incoming corporate giant, a name means a lot. After a protracted legal trademark battle, Coney Island Avenue's long-standing 11-7 Food Mart at Beverly Road quietly changed their sign earlier this week. A store employee told Brooklyner that the change was a direct result of a trademark infringement lawsuit filed by the Caddy Corner's 7-Eleven. Who's confusing 11 and 7 and 7-Eleven?
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to compete. If you could do Kentucky Fried Chicken the best, no one should be able to roll up on the block and say they do it and beat your ass, right?
I fucking thought that competition was all a part of capitalism.
Exactly.
If 7-Eleven is a good name to name your place to sell tornadoes, then let this bodega name his place 11-7. They deserve it, you know? 7-Eleven's lawyer filed the suit with the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn last year, claiming that the bodega owners deliberately tried to deceive consumers by ripping off corporate branding. Now, you can't prove that. You just can't. It's called 11-7. It's not even called 7-Eleven.
Yeah, nothing close.
Really?
Numbers mean different things to different people.
Yeah, right. And 11 is different. Like 7-Eleven could mean 18. Like it could 7 minus 11. Who fucking knows? 11 and 7 could mean it could mean anything.
What if you're that real late night shit? No, like we're open from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
What if your son is 11 and you have another one that's 7?
Right.
And you're like, I'd like to name my kid I'd like to name this bodega after the ages of my sons. And I like my 11-year-old more than my 7-year-old. So I got to put them that way. There could be 100 ways that 11 and 7 came up with their name. I don't even know how 7-Eleven thinks that, they're copying off of us, obviously. You know?
Doesn't even roll off the tongue the same way.
No. But 11-7's manager, Amjad Beg, denied the claims when we spoke to him last year, arguing that they predated the chain by at least 2 decades. And the name similarity was purely coincidental. The 7-Eleven opened on the block in 2013. These fucking people roll into the neighborhood, make this guy change the name of his old ass place.
Right.
That was open. Look, I don't know if it was open before 7-Eleven.
Not before 7-Eleven existed as a company.
That's what he's saying.
No way.
But listen, we don't know.
I do know.
But
I spent time in Dallas, Texas, where it's from.
Well, here, let's read that again. He denied the claims when we spoke to him last year, arguing that they predated the chain by at least 2 decades. Okay, so maybe the chain existed, but the chain wasn't there.
Right.
So they were there first.
They were there first.
I think 7-Eleven should have to change their fucking name.
Yeah.
Like, I think they should make that 7-Eleven change its name and keep the 11-7 there.
Well, that's what the people in the neighborhood know.
I think it's really...
Now 7-Eleven is confusing things by moving into the neighborhood. It's like a Rallies and Checkers situation. Like, just you need to have different brands.
Yeah. Yeah, let 7-Eleven call itself 11-7. Maybe if 7-Eleven wanted to come in and call its place 11-7 to fuck with 11-7, I wouldn't care.
Fire with fire.
You're going to court and you're using your high-powered fucking attorneys and stuff like that. That's not my America.
Roll up with some smooth branding that says 11 and 7 and run them out of business.
Right.
Do this the right way. Don't do this little half-ass shit.
It's just,
fight it out on the court.
This is why we hate capitalism. And you know, for like there's a million reasons to hate capitalism, but it's really one of the main things is like all of the fucking lies. And this is one of the lies of capitalism, is that like it's a competitive market. But then these things like intellectual property and these big companies like own all of this trademarking. I don't care if somebody makes a Street Fight Radio or a Fight Street Radio or a Radio Fight Street. Go the fuck ahead. You know, they might take a few listeners, but you can't beat the real thing. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah. Would you be mad? Would you be like, oh, we got to sue these people?
Fight Street Radio just passed up Mark Maron.
Okay, that would piss me off. Fight Street or Radio Street, Radio Fight Street.
Yeah, Pod Save America has them on as a guest.
Oh my God! Don't even. I'm gonna cry now that you just. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so. I don't get this idea. I don't get why this isn't in it. I mean, there is no competition to this. There's nothing like if they can sue you.
I mean, that's one of the weapons though, dude. It's like saying you can't. It's like saying I mean, you can use sticks and bats and pipes, but no explosives. I mean, lawyers are just another fucking weapon, right?
Yeah.
They'll fuck you. They'll fucking they'll take you under.
And
your whole business. They'll run you out of business.
Well, I mean, you know, in one of my many wrestle chats, we were actually talking about a wrestler named Neville, he's a great wrestler.
Pac.
He was Pac. Brett's a snob. He was Pac on the Indies. Yeah, but his name is Neville. And he's a wrestler who, he's excellent. I mean, he's like really one of the greats out there. And he had a match on WrestleMania 2 years ago, right? And they put it on the opening of the show. And it's this like, it's a pretty fucking good match, right? And they put it on the opening of the show. And then they released the DVD of WrestleMania. And they cut him out of it. And he wasn't getting any royalties for that DVD. So they, you know, they fucked him over pretty much. And he was like, and then, you know, they took the title off of him, and he just stopped liking the way he was being used. And he was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. So they've frozen his contract so that he can't work anywhere else until he comes back and works the rest of the dates that were on the contract. So you say he has 2 years left. That clock isn't ticking down right now because he's not on TV, right? And they won't release him. They said they won't release him. So we get into this conversation about like, you know, somebody has to sue them for this because the wrestlers are independent contractors and they like, that should mean that you can work anywhere you want. Like what kind of a contract do you sign as an independent contractor where like if you're just getting paid by the job, you're not getting paid a salary and you're not getting anything, you should be able to have other contracts and leave when you're done or whatever. And somebody that was in one of the chats that has spoken to lawyers about it in the past has said that like they would never hold up in court. These contracts would never hold up in court. But what happens is they have so much money that they can just keep dragging out the case until the person can't afford to fight it anymore and then settle. And then, you know, the law never gets changed. And that's what I always think about when something like this 11-7 thing, like this guy didn't ever have a chance against 7-11.
Yeah.
Like he was there before they were. And maybe he wasn't there before the business. Maybe he was ripping the business off, but it's not the fucking same name. And like, why not?
I mean, it's got to be same name. I mean, I'm just like copying.
Right. I should be allowed to make a Jasmine Princess. That ain't Princess Jasmine. That's Jasmine Princess.
Right.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I got a Winnie the Hoop Bear. That's all these are. I'm selling Winnie the Hoop Bear collectibles.
Yeah. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like, so if I think of a court system that in my mind under anarchy, you're gonna motherfucking have arguments. Like it's gonna be an argument, a little
contentious,
and whoever wins the fucking argument wins the goddamn thing. You know, that's it. Okay. None of this recesses, none of this continuance. Unless it's the other, like none of this continuance. This is just an argument and whoever wins, wins. So in my world, 11-7 and 7-11.
Go head to head.
They come in a room. They talk. They're like, this is why I think I should be 11-7. This is why I think I should be 7-11. And then a jury of like 9 people. We can pick the juries the same way we do now.
Yeah, I like a random draw.
Yeah, I'm fine with the jury like that we do now. And then they can make the judgment. Boom. It's fucking done. You know?
Sure, that's how you fix everything.
You could appeal and re-argue again. Neville would be allowed to go to a place and he would be allowed to stand in front of that court and he would be allowed to say, I don't want to work here anymore. I just want to quit and I want to go work somewhere else.
Yeah. Please let me be free.
And then they'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, then their argument would be like, we have a contract. And they'd be like, who gives a shit? He doesn't want to be there. I mean, you can't hold on to him.
A lot of people are into contracts.
I hate contracts.
They're
Folks,
stupid.
I'm anti-contract. Put that in the Bad Takes, Street Fight Bad Takes Facebook thread right now. Fuck contracts. They can suck it.
Right.
I hate them. So
shred them. Shred them, boys.
Shred them contract, especially like what kind of thing is it if you just rip it up? It's null and void, right? That's the truth, right?
True.
Oddly enough, this isn't the first store to lose their name and an incoming national brand on the same very street.
Ugh.
Pointed out reader Greg Rothman, more than a decade ago, 2 fried chicken places jockeyed between similar names. In what is now Medina Restaurant at 563 Coney Island Avenue, a restaurant called itself Kentucky Fried Chicken, but this greasy spoon stood a few storefronts away from a nearest Kentucky Fried Chicken, which property records indicate opened in 2002. Those A's on the sign clearly look like an afterthought, Rothman said.
Yeah, they were added later.
You should be allowed. Why aren't you allowed? Okay. I'm just going to say this, and this is going to sound ignorant to everybody or whatever. If a man or a woman or a non-binary person moves to New York from Kentucky and they open a restaurant and that restaurant makes fried chicken, they should be allowed to call their restaurant Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, I would say at this point, I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken belongs to all of us, right?
Yeah.
And it's means something to everybody. It's part of the lexicon. And this is someone that's going out on a limb and saying, this is the new Kentucky Fried Chicken. What I've done here with my special seasonings and herbs and spices is made the new Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's how we evolve, right?
Shorthand. It's just shorthand.
It's shorthand, yeah.
They don't want you to think it's Church's chicken.
No.
They're like, no. You know Kentucky Fried Chicken, how you like it? This is the new kind. Yeah. We do it
Not
new.
Cajun Popeye shit.
No, that's how you describe it. There's a kind of chicken called Kentucky. And plus, Kentucky Fried Chicken likes to go by KFC.
Yeah, they're not even
using it.
Yeah. They've never wanted to be Kentucky Fried Chicken ever. They want to be just 3 fucking simple letters that roll off the tongue to get you into their drive-thrus.
Because it ain't really chicken. You know what I'm saying?
It's clones.
You know that.
Kentucky Fried Clones is what it is. You know it.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, fine. I mean, it's better than, like, raising them and wasting all that time and energy and wheat.
I really like the idea. Oh, shit. On the first comment on the article is a person saying, my dad opened both stores and made the names as a joke. Oh, you're not allowed to joke now?
Oh, now we can have a little fun.
Oh, I guess now joking's
no one
against
can
the law.
take a joke. Jeez Louise. I mean, also, yeah, it's one of those things is, how strong is your brand, KFC? If someone could roll up to new Kentucky Fried Chicken and get fucking confused.
Yeah.
I mean, did he have the Colonel in there? And were they wearing, like, the uniforms and shit?
Yeah. Well, they might have had Sergeant Slanders. Sergeant Flanders.
Sergeant Slanders?
That was the first name I thought. You're lucky I didn't call him Terry Sanders.
Terry Sanders. Who was a Terry in the military.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I guess the next zine coming out is like copyright thieves. You know, like we're making a coloring book out of copyright off its trademark shit. And it's like, I just feel like if there's no reasonable way somebody could be confused, and like, again, I just don't think this is something the state needs to work out. Maybe this is something that 2 people or some sort of a moderating arm of the state can work out. But it becomes a court thing. What I'm saying is, when it becomes a court thing, then all of a sudden the person with the most money can win.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not a matter of settling this and being like, how can we make this work? It's just flexing your influence and power and money.
Yeah. And I think you should be able to. I honestly think you should be able to steal names from like those big chains.
No, I believe in no intellect. I mean, I believe that you should be able to put out independent Captain Americas. I don't believe in intellectual property in any way.
Oh my God. When you say independent, yes, I saw it. Jeffrey Eminent Prof on Twitter just said Colonel Bernie Sanders.
That would be a hit.
That would, in New York.
Hot chicken? Yeah. Do a hot chicken restaurant.
Yeah.
Called Colonel Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So yeah, that I don't know. It's just this copyright shit annoys the shit out of me,
stupid, man. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, because those things belong to us. Like I take pictures of Minions everywhere, and I took actually today a picture of this crazy fucking Rick and Morty bong. And yeah, I just love the way that people take those things and make them our own, and like those are our characters, and we decide what their characteristics now, what they stand for. That is us. We get that, you know.
Yeah,
I'm a Minion. I feel like a Minion, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've talked about that a lot. It's like, if you don't like the Marvel movies, maybe it would be nice if you could show a little bit of American ingenuity and make your own goddamn Marvel movie.
Sure. One time, I literally stayed up super drunk with this guy one time that was like rewrote the Matrix.
Ooh, what the fuck?
He told me how much time he had spent rewriting some Matrix thing. And I was like, dude, that sounds like a colossal waste of time. He's like, but I think I could fix it. And I was like, but there's just no chance that you would ever have the opportunity, or that would be...
You can't really do... I mean, I can see why you would do it. But I have this thing in me now, and maybe it's because, you know, we're performers or whatever. But, like, I really do think it would be neat to get handed some fucking franchise and be allowed to, like, work with somebody else's characters. But I get it. If nobody's ever going to see it, then it's kind of like one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of working backwards. You probably should have to get some... You probably should make people think that you would be able to handle something like that first, instead of just going full into writing, like, a fan rewrite of The Matrix. I don't know.
I have all these
don't
things
get it.
that me and you, I would love for me and you to get our hands on, to get to write. Like, just, you think of some of the old... Like, I would love to write a GoBots movie. I would be so into writing a GoBots movie. Or like there's been things I've talked about in the past where it's just like, God, wouldn't it be so fun if they, like, gave us the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah, it would be nice.
You know? Give me, like...
we gotta work on it.
Give Brett and I He-Man. We both want a He-Man movie. Ain't nobody making a goddamn fucking He-Man movie. Why can't Brett and I make a He-Man movie and then...
Yeah.
Make it. Make the fucking thing. We'll write it. We'll get you a good He-Man story. I promise. I know all about them. I'll change everything about the thing, but it'll be sweet. People
She-Ra will be in there too.
It'll be new He-Man. It'd be yeah. When I was a kid, I don't know a lot about She-Ra lore because I was a bad boy. I was a boy, but like misogynist young man raised in a patriarchy. You know what I mean? But I'd put She-Ra in that shit.
Yeah.
You know? There'd be a shitload of Orko is really the thing. The only reason I want to make a He-Man movie is because I think Orko's the coolest looking thing.
Yeah, he was an interesting fellow.
Was so fucking mad when they switched him with a troll in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they went that route at all.
Cheaper, probably.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Let's get another story in here, man. I got an interesting one here. If I can get it to come up. Okay, I had never heard of this, so I really wanted to post this. A few levels past the bestsellers and sci-fi romance adventure titles on Kindle Unlimited, in the darkest corner of the Kindle direct publishing market, there are books that are made entirely out of garbage designed to make scammers hundreds of dollars a day. One user, who called his or herself Chance Carter, was one of the biggest abusers of the KDB system, and more important, made over $15 per book they uploaded to the system over and over for books that contain no real content.
Nice.
Carter, according to the digital reader, would create large novels out of other books. The books, which were simple hack jobs written by Fiverr writers, were hundreds of pages long, and on the first page featured a recommendation to flip to the last page and get a free giveaway. KDP pays authors for both paid downloads as well as pages read, and it doesn't sense reading speed, just the highest number of pages reached. Therefore, Chance's readers were instantly sending him or her about $20 a read.
Holy shit.
The way the book stuffing con works is that scammers stuff lots of extra content into an ebook before uploading it to Kindle Unlimited, then trick readers into jumping to the end of the book. Thanks to the flaw in the Kindle platform, namely that the platform knows your location in a book, but not how many pages you've actually read, the scammers can get paid for a user having read a book off of Kindle Unlimited by getting the user to jump to the last page.
Damn, that is dope. That is so smart. Wow.
I've been saying this for a long time.
They get paid that much for reading a book on there?
You want to do this?
Yeah.
Get some books done?
Yeah. I could do that.
This sort of KDP scam is actually quite unusual. Amazon has worked to prevent scams like these from taking cash out of the KDP pool, a multi-million-dollar account that is passed out to the best KDP authors. But this one was so long-running and ingenious, and it's not surprising that it took so long to pull these books from the store. Interesting Interestingly, the flip to end scam doesn't quite work on newer Kindles, but still works on older non-updated Kindles, which still makes it a lucrative scam. So they're putting words in, it's not a book.
Right,
it's
at all.
Nothing. And then it says flip to the end, you got a giveaway. Then they get the money from, because Kindle Unlimited is a flat fee. So the Kindle, Amazon has to pay the authors of the books.
Right.
It's not coming out of the regular people's pocket.
Right, right.
Holy shit. Oh man, that's so good.
That's a great way to
That's
make money.
the thing. And then so they'll
genius.
They'll spend all this time like going after people that come up with stuff like this, like, and try to like bust them and stuff like that. And it's like, why don't you just hire them to like, like they perfect, great brains could probably figure some stuff out.
They beat your game, right? I mean, these are top level players right here.
Yeah, and they're smart. If they're putting things out, like stealing from Amazon is hard. Number one, it's very hard to steal from Amazon, right? Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
How would you even do it? You can't shoplift.
You can do a lot of scamming on. They used to return stuff. They used to let you just keep shit. Like, you used to just request, if you requested items that were like $10 or less, they would just be like, "Don't worry, I'm sending it back." I had it happen to me with like journals and shit.
That's fucking
And I knew
cool.
people that would keep doing it.
Did you keep doing it?
No,
Did you
I
try
didn't.
it again?
No.
God, I feel like you would have. Did you feel like you were like dishonest to him? Like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Those things always end up drying up. That's why I just don't chase those things down anymore, because they dry up eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happened here. I just like the ingenuity of people doing this and ripping off Jeff Bezos. You know, the guy is the richest guy in the world. Fuck him.
That's the other thing too, and I have done this. You can report a package lost every now and then. I've done it with Netflix too. Netflix DVDs. They just be like, this DVD is actually highly collectible, so I'm going to say this was lost. I did that with a video game too, with GameFly.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was like some $70 video game they sent me. I was like, I really want this game to have. I don't want to just rent it. I'm just going to say I lost it.
Fuck, that is, I never would think.
I mean, you're paying
that.
so much though. I mean, you're paying for 6 months of service for nothing, you know.
Well, that's something I've been talking about with the movie streaming services. Now, last night I wanted to watch Beverly Hills Cop so bad, right? I'm in $60 a month. We got Sling, we got Netflix, we got Hulu, and we have Amazon. And I don't think there's
HBO.
And HBO. I have 5 streaming services, and it wasn't on any of them. I was like, this future sucks, man.
Well, I mean, you got to pay for it.
And then I was like, does anybody have any suggestions for movies? And somebody suggested Red Heat with Jim Belushi and fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
And I was like,
that sounds interesting.
I want to watch it. I looked it up. All I could get was to pay for it. So now I'm starting to think maybe I'm just going to cancel some of these recurring charges and just pay for the goddamn movies. Because how much am I really going to end up spending in the end? A lot of them are $2.99.
Well, yeah, that was the thing too. I signed up for HBO because I wanted to rent like Wonder Woman. I wanted to rent or buy Wonder Woman and Justice League and all those movies. But then after that, I didn't really need them, and it would have been cheaper to just pay $4 to rent it 2 times instead of paying $15 a month and then abandoning it, you know, after 2 months.
Yeah. Well, somebody in here said just torrent that shit or find it on some shady virus and porn film site. I hate that, man.
I don't do that. I'm too old for that shit.
No, it's not even that.
I've ruined so many computers.
Yeah, my computer gets fucking killed by that stuff every time. I'm not good about doing shit about viruses anyway.
Myself. Like, I thought I was slick, but like my shit always falls apart.
Right, and then
my wife's like, "Why does this computer fucking suck?" I'm like, "It's not me, goddammit. It's not because I've been stealing 100 movies or 100 episodes of Robotech or something off some fucking site.
Yeah,
some news group.
Listen to this one
with no VPN.
Larry in the chat said he wanted to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Surely that's at the library, maybe.
But it should be on one of those 5 streaming services, right?
Yeah.
No, can't watch it on none of those. This is capitalism. This is capitalism. Oh, Jeffrey said blame the kid for the adware and stuff. And
sure.
It's like, yeah, but we know it's us. In the end, you know that it's us that are doing it.
Well, I guess I'm going to be the tech expert this episode. My recommendation of the techspert of the show is Canopy is a good one. Kanopy. It's the library one. It does, but it has the crummy shit.
Okay.
It has they transfer the 1985 VHSs like Beverly Hills Cop, and they put that shit on there. So
I want an HD version of Beverly Hills.
No, you got to watch the VHS version.
No.
No.
I want to watch Beverly Hills Cop in high definition.
No.
I want to see Eddie Murphy.
See his pores.
I just don't get. Well, yeah. One time I watched Beetlejuice in Blu-ray. And
Yowzers.
It was not looking good. It looked like they were just acting in a room. It looked like a fucking play.
It looked like they're on a model.
Yeah.
I watched The Jerk when one of the first Blu-ray that came out. I don't know why but my girlfriend at the time, her dad bought The Jerk, and it looked like a kid's playset that they were sitting in front of.
Fucking buy Transformers, dude.
Yeah.
This thing isn't for The Jerk, okay?
Right.
This is for something completely different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, oh god. When I got a DVD player, all I bought was like action movies and shit.
Quentin Tarantino movies.
I did have the saddest part is not that I bought all the Quentin Tarantino movies. It's that they were the last ones I sold.
Yeah,
that and Ricky Gervais's Office. Like I was just like, oh, I don't know, man.
Well, that's a good one to have because they'll probably charge you for that shit.
Yeah, it's a good show too.
See, what I do for my content, and this is takes patience. I know you're an on-demand guy.
No, very on-demand. Like I don't want to watch Beverly Hills Cop anymore.
Oh, I get them from I rent it from the library and then rip it. That's how I watch that stuff.
That's too much for me.
That's the safest way to do it.
You're still collecting movies. You just in digital, right?
You're
have like a guy that's collecting movies.
They go away and they charge you money for them.
You're right. They
are fucking right. Disappear, and sometimes I want to see them.
Yeah,
they like in that stuff. They just are like like you said, Equilibrium. They just won't let you get it anywhere sometimes, and it's like, but I want to fucking see it.
I want to watch Equilibrium.
Right.
That's why people steal. I think more people steal now out of frustration that nothing's available on the streaming service, even than to just steal.
And the prices are just unreasonable because even Redbox, like I'm like $1.25. Are you fucking kidding me? Even though that's like a steal.
I know. I just did that with Death Wish. I gotta go. This Bruce Willis Death Wish. I need to see this movie, but my wife has expressed interest. I'm like, oh, I could watch a Death Wish with my wife. Like you don't get that very much. She's not into that stuff. So I was thinking about. I almost got it, but I didn't. $2 is a good price.
But now there's $5.99. It's $5.99. Yeah. Which is completely unfucking reasonable.
I don't know. I'm gonna pull a Brad on this one, and I'm gonna disagree with that because that's about what it was at Blockbuster.
Was it?
By the end, I was paying $4.50 per each movie, $4 to $5 for each movie. Well, but that was
for 3 days.
Well, how many days do you need the fucking movie for, man? The reason it was for 3 days is because you actually had to drive it there.
Right.
Now you don't have to drive it anywhere, and you get it for 2 days. You get it for 48 hours. Who was buying a movie and then renting a movie online and then waiting 48 hours to watch the thing? Nobody. I submit to you, nobody's doing that.
Okay.
Oh, man. It's just a bummer that I can't, just very bummed. Well, let's talk about this, actually. Dunkin' Donuts. I have this story about Dunkin' Donuts that that somebody posted. I think it'll get us into a good spot here. So in a Baltimore Dunkin' Donuts, this is from Baltimore TV. A sign seen posted at a Dunkin' Donuts in Baltimore asked customers to report employees shouting in languages other than English. The general manager posted the sign that was seen Monday morning by customers, including a WBAL-TV 11 news producer at the Dunkin' Donuts on 41st Street. The sign read, "If you hear any of our staff shouting in a language other than English, please call 443-415-7775 immediately with the name of the employee to receive a coupon for free coffee and a pastry."
The staff?
Yeah. So if the staff is yelling to get things done in a different language, you can report the staff and get a free coffee and a donut.
Holy shit.
I can't eat. I know that we live in a shitty world with concentration camps, locking up kids and all that stuff. I just can't believe this happened. Like, I really can't believe that flew in 2018.
You're just getting in the way of getting things done.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think the way that they explained it, which the 11 News team called the phone number, and a man who answered said it was an old sign and that he's no longer the general manager.
Oh, okay.
Lying. Don't lie. Come on.
Oh, is that bad? Is that bad?
No, that's some old shit.
Just got to check up on them, you know? They start talking in another language. I don't know what they're saying.
You know, things progress in a way. One thing that is normal is problematic the next day.
Yeah.
In these days. And I didn't know that was offensive. That's from the old times.
I mean, I knew. I just thought had taken all the signs down.
Yeah. It has his fucking phone number on it, Brett. Yeah. And you know people called that phone number all day, every day. Because if you tell somebody that they can get something free for saying something,
yeah,
6 out of 10 people are going to do it. I think. People love free shit, man. You know, I see fucking grown adults at the grocery store scamming the sample people.
Oh, yeah.
People just love to get free things. So this was basically like, God, I just can't even imagine what the reason for the sign is. It's like the sign sounds purely racist. That's the only reason to have that sign, right? What is the other reason?
I mean, like I said, someone is afraid of things that aren't English. Yeah, it's xenophobia. It's I don't know. It just feels degrading. That's all. That's why I immediately think it's just checking up on someone like they can't be trusted. You know. Yeah. It just seems like distrust of somebody because they speak a different language. And I mean, that's how a lot of food service gets done is in other languages. And it's not cause for alarm. I mean, there's all kinds of languages that get spoken at our fast food joints to make sure that you can get your shit in 2 minutes.
I don't give a fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't care either. I don't give a fuck. You can say it rapido. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, here's the rest of this lying ass dude's stuff. However, he did admit to putting up a similar sign in the past.
I love that.
Saying that customers had complained about it in the past. No, I didn't do that. I did exactly that.
I did that.
But like that was a long time ago. You're bringing up old shit and I find that to be unacceptable.
No, I wasn't responsible for this sign here. Just the previous sign.
What kind of a fucking person do you think I am? Now, not back then.
Right.
Back then I was obviously everybody has a pre-woke period.
Sure. I've been problematic in my life. I'm not ashamed to say that. But now, this sign is just... Why didn't you pick that up?
Somebody got in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Some person that probably doesn't speak English got in trouble for that. And they said, what'd you put that sign up there for? I can't believe this.
Right.
Fuck. And then the Dunkin' Donuts, incorporate... This is the thing about small business tyrants, guys. This is the thing. This is a franchise, and this is some dipshit small business tyrant that put that fucking sign up, and they can just do it because they answer to nobody.
Yeah, it's the micromanaging in like the worst possible way. It's those people that just want to control every fucking aspect of the job.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about DC, Brett. Washington, D.C. We're going to be there on June 30th. It's 11 a.m. There's a moveon.org is doing a march of some sort. And, we feel like we should be there. So we're going to head to D.C. and do this thing. Meet up with us if you can. But I want to bring up a couple things that happened in D.C. this week that was really, really great.
Yeah, I don't know much about this.
So the first thing was the DSA. You know Peg, right?
Yes.
Love her. Yeah, she's great. She's always been very nice to us.
She was in our Juggalo video.
She was. You can watch our Juggalo video and you can see her in there talking to us from the DSA. I'll even get her. I'll get her Twitter name for you out there. She's really great. She posted on Twitter that she had gotten information from some people, had heard from somebody else, that the secretary of the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, the agency of the government that ICE is under,
right,
that she was going to be eating dinner at, of all places, a Mexican restaurant, a high dollar one.
Sure.
Like, look, people were saying $14 tacos. I can't believe that. I would love to eat a $14.
Yeah, I would be into it too. I want to know what those microgreens taste like.
I completely understand the outrage about it, and I understand if you don't want to eat a $14 taco.
We're gonna have to do some research on those when we're there.
I'd like to have a $14 taco. I don't know. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
No, 5. I would like 5 $14
Ooh,
tacos.
Yeah. Give me a 6er.
So she shows up at this restaurant to eat her dinner, and about 15 people from the Metro City DSA and the IWW, the local IWW, showed up, and Mike checked in the restaurant and just yelled at her, and they basically just yelled shame and what they wanted to get done. And it's this video where they did this until she had to leave. And the reason I'm bringing this up, not only because it's really fucking cool, but this is the type of thing that in 2011, when we started Street Fight, these were the types of things we wanted to happen. And it's incredible that they got that together. Like, just to me, to be able to swarm people, even if it's just 15 people, to get in the faces of the people who have direct power over this thing is the most beautiful thing in the world to me. It's the height of this is the type of activism that invigorates me.
Yeah.
Also, there was also the guy that scraped LinkedIn for all the ICE people and posted all that information, and that kind of that's real direct action. And that's the type of stuff that, because there are more of us than are them, but I think that a lot of times they know that they have more power than we do.
Right.
Like that woman has more power than us. She makes decisions and she makes laws, and I don't care if it's not all 100% her. She was up there defending the stuff on TV the day before. So I really big ups. Good job. More of this. In Portland, they shut down an ICE office by just occupying it outside for a few days.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are the types of things that make changes. If you'll remember the airport stuff, like that stuff really worked. And we're going to a Move On march. And like, I fully realize that like this march is going to be sort of a ahistorical, like this is a new thing. This is not America. This is not my America, and that Trump invented this, and it wasn't something that the previous presidents from Clinton all the way to Trump had put in there. And I know that it's happening because it's Trump and because Democrats tend to radicalize in non-election years.
Yeah.
And I think that I think this is the type of stuff that's going to invigorate people, and I think that getting a bunch of people together, no matter if it's liberals, it's like we need them too. And so next Saturday, the 30th, there should be local marches around you too.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in DC, and these are important. I think these are important because these are the types of things that make people, like that woman is not, like, can you imagine what that feels like? Do you even understand what that could feel like?
No, I'm trying to avoid that. Well, that's what I think, and that's what we've said. I mean, the earliest, we should do the clips at the beginning of the show, and one of them was that there was a bar at the Ohio State House, and we thought that you should be able to do the government next to people drinking at a bar. And if you could survive that, if you could govern in a way that the people at the bar don't lynch mob you,
you're doing
then
okay.
You're doing a pretty goddamn good job.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is happening now is absolutely fucking outrageous what is happening. And I don't, like I said, as far as the historical perspective on it and stuff like that, I'm thinking about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about where all of the energy is. And I think it's important. I think now that there is a mass movement, this is one of those moments where we're not going to get to keep all of the people. You know, it's like Occupy Wall Street, right? How many people that Occupy Wall Street radicalize? And then some of them stayed.
Right.
You know, and it got us. It got me and you.
Yeah.
And some of us stay. And then the next time it happens, we go there and we get them, and some of them will stay. I think we have a real shot here to like make this thing go away. The travel ban, that worked because it inconvenienced people because they were at airports, and nobody can make the argument that they're okay. I mean, conservatives are obviously making really bad arguments that they're okay with it, but they're also losing their friends and family right now.
Yeah.
And that, hey, you know, that's important. I've said this before. Politics is part of what makes up a person, and you can't leave. I don't think you should leave people's. I don't think you should. There should be you should have to leave people's politics out of whether you love them or not.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is a good time to address this then. I just want to say, because if the first time you listened to Street Fight was 2 episodes ago.
Sorry.
You heard a pretty horrible episode in which I got out of control and got too mad and stupid about, the definition of Nazis and all of that shit, which isn't a helpful conversation. And you know what, actually, here's the most surprising thing. I did not get one email, DM, response, reply at all of anybody said that they were like quitting the show or that they wouldn't listen again or that I had crossed a line. And I just thought that was really cool. So
people were.
Thank you to everybody that, like, I'm just glad that we have a platform, because, you know, it came from a lot of frustration where I feel very helpless, and the beginning of this year I was in a very bad place, and now we've moved to the point where people are calling everything Nazis, saying all this stuff, and I just want to make sure that if we're going with this narrative, that the energy matches it and that we have a response that matches it. And so if you're not out there in the streets, I just think you're a poser. Like, if you're just doing Twitter, that's not enough. That's nothing. That's extra credit. But you need to be actively doing things. If you can't leave your house, you can call up your radical friends or your lib friends or ex-coworkers and let them know that there's a protest happening. But so if you're going to come, you're going to call into the show and come at me with like why they're really Nazi shit. If you're not out there doing something about it, then you're just a Nazi collaborator to me.
Or doing anything. I mean, you can leave. There's some people that can't get out. Totally understand that.
Of course.
And there are things you can probably do there. But we're just saying, I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? And like, I think we had the conversation 4 days too early.
That's true.
Like, it was just, and it was, this show, and I want to say this, I just want to say this, you know, periodically. This show is 2 guys figuring things out together, I guess, is the best way to say it. And like, what we say on any given show is probably not canon, I guess, sometimes. Does that make sense to you? Like, what we say on this show sometimes is just what's true to us at that very moment.
Oh yeah.
And then tomorrow we're not. And yeah, Jeffrey, there's a lot of organizing work that can be done at home. We're not saying that everybody has to put on fucking, I don't think Brett's saying that everybody needs to be out in the street waving sticks and yelling and stuff like that. If you can't get out there, if you're unable to leave your home, then I'm not, or you're even. I mean,
but there's some people that did the women's march and been doing self-care ever since.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm with you, man. I agree with that.
There's lots of lazy ass people there, so it's time to time to move it.
Yeah, we just want to. I think that like we had the conversation a few days early. I don't think either one of us were ready for it, and you know, what are you gonna do? Sometimes we're assholes. And like I said, this show
it's
is
a show
not
for assholes.
This show's not an ideal. Like this doesn't this comes from a place where we're trying to figure things out, and we're also just trying to entertain. And sometimes we're going to say things that are probably stupid, and sometimes we're going to say things that we probably don't mean. And like we're not trying to like we're working. You know what I mean? We're trying to do the work. We're figuring the world out ourselves. Let's do something. Oh, DC. Shit. I don't want to leave this out too. There's a second thing DC did, un-ice related. You folks passed 77. Their ballot proposal 77, which raised the tipped minimum wage to the regular minimum wage, which is $15 an hour.
Good work. Woo-hoo!
I didn't think it was going to happen. I know now that every restaurateur in Washington, D.C. wants to kill our buddy Sam Knight. But
yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Somebody threatened to poison Sam. Like 2 people were saying they were going to poison him on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he was fighting with people like crazy about this law. I've seen so many restaurants tell him like, oh, I'd like to see you come in my restaurant and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, sorry, Sam. They're probably, hopefully they don't recognize him or whatever. I think his picture's Jeremy Corbyn. But
sure.
You passed it. There was a lot of money coming up against this, right? Like it seemed like, to me, when we addressed it with Sam, when we talked about it a couple weeks ago, I really didn't think that thing was going to pass. I really didn't. I just felt like there was just it seemed like one of those things that like they had convinced people that they weren't going to get tips anymore. They were going to be able to tell people, oh, we're going to raise our prices a whole bunch. And it didn't work. I can't believe it did. And it won by about 20% of the vote. It really won. And like,
enough people there know the struggle, I'm sure.
Well, that's something to be that is really a victory that is to be looked at, because that really is when you tell somebody like, oh, if they raise it to $15 an hour, there won't be tips anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, no, didn't nobody say that? They were just saying that. When you tell a waiter or a waitress or wait staff that they're not going to get their tips anymore, that'll fuck their lives up.
Yeah.
Some of them, their lives would get better with $15 an hour. There are tipped employees that don't make $20 to $30 an hour, but the fact is there are tipped employees that do make $20 to $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And
but I think it'll just be an adjustment. I doubt the whole fucking restaurant system collapses in DC because of it.
It's definitely not. These fucking guys are throwing a tantrum. They're not going to go out of business, dude. They're not going to close their fucking restaurant. They don't do that. They just cry about it.
Oh, it's I have to pay my employees a living wage now. Oh, no. I might have to close my
doors before the election. And then after the election, about a year after it, they're like, I was always for that minimum wage hike. I mean, I thought people should get a living wage.
Right.
Like, everybody forgets. I saw a lot of places, like a lot of like farm to table places, using some very dishonest tactics on that 77 thing. Like, we've talked about this in the past, but a lot of those farm to table places treat the animals better than they treat the employees.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the people cost money. They're a drain on your business.
Yeah, so good
They're
job.
The enemy of your your bottom line is your employees.
Yeah. I mean, when you're fighting a chamber of commerce and like all these restaurateurs and stuff like that, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to win. Did you hear about this basketball player today? They call him Swaggy P.
He dated Iggy Azalea? Maybe?
I don't know. He's on... I don't know. Nick Young is his name.
Okay, yeah.
So here's a story from...
I don't know him.
Here's a story. Nick Young's thrilled marijuana is becoming legal across the country, but he's already on to the next issue, coke.
Nice.
I want people to pass cocaine, the NBA star told TMZ Sports outside of One Oak on Tuesday night. Everybody needs to do cocaine.
This is great.
For the record, cocaine isn't illegal everywhere. Did you know blow is sort of legal in Colombia, where people can possess 1 gram or less? There's similar laws in Czech Republic and Uruguay. By the way, walking around with I don't see what's wrong with having like a little toot of coke like in your pocket while you're just around town. I get tired sometimes. I'll be like hanging around town and I'll be like, oh, I'm at this festival in this park. I'm really getting tired. A toot of coke would solve that problem.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It is really like coffee. It's barely anything, you know.
It's great.
It's fun. Yeah.
Good for studying.
And there's been a real argument. Well, yeah, we don't want to talk. Aside from the booger sugar combo, we also spoke with Swaggy about LeBron James. Swaggy P just issued a statement saying, chillax, he was just kidding around. They bullied him into saying no, because all these people were like, you're a basketball player, you're a role model to children, and you're out here saying everybody should try cocaine. And I'm like, why does he have to be a role model?
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, he doesn't have to be. Then Charles Barkley say it all the time. I am not a role model.
What about psychonauts need a role model, right?
I could
People
use
that
a role
fuck
model
with their brains and shit.
Yeah, I can't believe I
love that. It's easy sell.
Yeah,
Coke is an easy sell.
I think Coke should be.
You
legal.
don't want. You want you want to put a warning label on it. You know, it will fucking make you have one nostril.
Yeah. Cocaine. There are bad things about cocaine. I'm not saying it's great. Well, I am saying
it is great.
Actually,
I'm a once a year man. I think it's great for like a birthday present.
Yeah.
And an anniversary present.
Yeah. But that's why it should be out there, though, right? Like,
yeah, we need it publicly at the grocery store so that you can get it for your birthday. Everybody should have on their birthday.
We have this thing in the show notes that I thought I'd read about Kratom dads. They called us Kratom dads. Is that the...
Who did?
There's a letter. You put a letter in the...
Oh, yes. Stories. Somebody wrote in. Yes.
They're long time, first time, big old fan. Here's a gross ass op-ed arguing that bosses shouldn't try to address employee anxiety because if they're calm and relaxed, they won't work as hard.
It's an amazing article. I just read the headline and put it in there.
Hey boss, you don't want your employees to meditate, by Kathleen D. Voss and Andrew C. Haffenbrack.
Oh no, mindfulness isn't the key for management.
Mindfulness meditation, a Buddhism-inspired practice in which you focus your mind entirely on the current moment, has been widely embraced for its instrumental benefits, especially in the business world. Companies like Apple, Google, and Nike provide meditation rooms that encourage brief sessions during the workday. I would just go in there and take a nap every time.
Yeah.
Just be in there like, oh man, I got to take a 2 p.m. nap here.
Can you get some more lavender incense going?
Chief executives publicly extol its benefits, and no wonder. The practical payoff of mindfulness is backed by dozens of studies linking it to job satisfaction, rational thinking, and emotional resilience. That sounds good. I might try meditating.
Yeah, it clears out all the cobwebs.
But on the face of it, mindfulness might seem counterproductive in a workplace setting.
Sure.
A central technique of mindfulness meditation, after all, is to accept things as they are. Yet companies want their employees to be motivated. Oh, this is bad, Brett. This article's bad.
Yeah.
This is going into a really bad direction.
I actually just was hanging out with a friend that works in a big corporation, and they think it's odd that they're like, well, one thing we know about you is you really value your family time and having a work-life balance, because everybody else is like into their careers and stuff. And he's like, and they're like, and you like to get paid. You don't like to be paid with, trinkets and prizes and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like an anomaly.
You're a big weirdo here, man. You don't like overtime? What the hell? You don't want to be on the softball team?
I just noticed you haven't tried any of the life hacks that we put out, to maximize your time.
Not answering emails when you're not
right,
at work
exactly.
has to drive them fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I would do that. I'd be the same way. I mean, my work time is just whenever I'm thinking about it. But like, I got into a lot of shit about my Nextel being in the car all the time. I used to just leave it in the van, plugged in and in the glove box, locked. The van's locked and everything, so it wasn't like they couldn't get mad at me because somebody was going to steal it or anything like that. And I mean, if they were going to bust the windows out, I think the last thing they're going to steal is my Nextel. There's a lot of other stuff back there. but they used to like get on me about not bringing it in the house in case they needed to get a hold of me for an emergency, and that always like drove me nuts, and it pissed them off that I never answered it when I wasn't on the clock. So
yeah, I can see
I
that.
imagine if in a higher like profile job, if you did that.
Yeah, they don't want that.
Companies want their employees to be motivated, and the very notion of motivation, striving to obtain a more desirable future, implies to some degree of discontentment with the present, which seems at odds with a psychological exercise that instills equanimity and a sense of calm.
People are showing up to work. They're like, we could minimize the amount of work that we have to do. I think we could probably stop growing as a company and just keep doing this. We could be completely content.
Yeah.
They're like, no, not that.
Yeah. To test this hunch, we recently conducted 5 studies involving hundreds of people to see whether there was tension between mindfulness and motivation. This is a crazy thing to study. I can't be... this is a weird thing for.
Well, they got to know,
man. Some
man.
studies don't need to get done,
dude. But you got to know there are people that are C-suites and VPs and that are in boardrooms and stuff that got to know how the managers can control the other people.
Yeah,
the different tactics for controlling them, and they're like, get away from those fucking yoga rooms, dude. You do not want any of that tantric Kabbalah shit in there.
As we report in a forthcoming article in the journal Organizational Behavior and Human Decision Processes, we found strong evidence that meditation is demotivating. Now, I would say...
Larry G is right. Mindfulness leads to realization that your job is bullshit.
You're right. And that will demotivate you to do the job. It's like, what am I doing here?
What am I accomplishing? What have I done? I mean... I took Martin's reports and I cleaned them up for him and made him look how he likes.
Made him look how he likes.
I went to a meeting and I told him I didn't like the width of the new magazine, right? I didn't like the width of the new margins or something.
Yeah.
What did I do?
What did I do today? What the fuck did I just do today?
I tried to get people to buy 5-hour energy drinks.
Yeah,
and now they're telling us to do mindfulness, and I'm kind of seeing that this whole thing is like, why doesn't everybody else just give us an extra 5 hours to catch up and like not always have to be maxing out?
Yeah. Some of the participants in our studies were trained in a few of the most common mindfulness meditation techniques. They were instructed by a professional meditation coach to focus on their breathing or mentally scan their bodies for physical sensations, being gently reminded throughout that there was no right or wrong way to do the exercise.
Oh, yeah, there needs to be right and wrong at work. They need to be able to get you in trouble.
Yeah, they do. They need to be able to write you up somehow.
Like, you're doing mindfulness wrong. Like, no one can do mindfulness wrong. Like, God damn it! We have to fire someone.
Other participants were led through a different exercise. Some were encouraged to let their thoughts wander. Some were instructed to read the news or write about recent activities they had done. Then we gave everyone a task to do. The tasks were similar to everyday workplace jobs: editing business memos, entering text into a computer, and so on. Before embarking on the tasks, the participants were asked about their motivation. How much effort and time would they put into the assignment? Did they feel like doing it? Well, of course, if you think about one of these things for nobody wants to do it.
You're like sitting over there chilling in your mind, like all by yourself, and then someone's like, hey, you want to go scan this data real quick? It's like, no. How long is it going to take? Oh, it seems like 7 hours, probably.
Right. Because if I sit and let my mind wander and start thinking about stuff, it's like I'll tack on another 5 hours of how long it's going to take to do something, because it just sounds like I don't want to do it. I'm going to have to get myself going.
Yeah.
I
had this clear headspace already.
I got a million things to think about.
Right. I really have to work shit out.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing though, is because if you are just like fucking around and doing other data related, absorbing information activities, it's easy to switch back into like, because even the people that are living the like run and gun lifestyle, they're like, they have some sort of like you know, the Skim news app that's breaking down every story to 2 minutes, so that way they can go in there and talk about things that are relative to everybody, have a conversation with everyone about things that are in the news, you know?
Yeah. That's how sports is like a big thing. Like when you live in a big local sports city, people will go off on that. Among those who have meditated, motivation levels were lower on average. Those people didn't feel as much like working on the assignments, nor did they want to spend as much time or effort to complete them. More meditation.
You introduce them to their minds.
Street Fight is 100% pro meditation at work.
Yeah, this is going to unlock everything. We need to like big gigantic protest, silent protest, 30 minutes of meditation. Everybody does it at their desk. Everyone's going to walk out.
Yeah, this is meditation equals monkey wrenching.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate. Meditation was correlated with reduced thoughts about the future and greater feelings of calm and serenity, states seemingly not conducive to wanting to tackle a work project.
Yeah, they're trying to beat that out of us. They don't want us to have that.
I want to read that like first part of that sentence again. Meditation was correlated with reduced thoughts about the future and greater feelings of calm and serenity, followed by a sentence that says, "He's not good. These are things we don't want you to have."
It's not good. It's not conducive to a work environment.
Then we track.
If you're going to put out a new flavor of Glade plugins, you can't have people lollygagging in their minds. They got to be focused, laser focused. We got deadlines. We have seasons to keep up with. We have October coming up. We've got to get our boo-rific flavors together.
Boo-rific Glade. Then we tracked everyone's actual performance on the tasks. Here we found that on average, having meditated neither benefited nor detracted from a participant's quality of work. Then why is it negative?
Yeah, what is the matter?
What's the issue here? They don't want to do things that are fucking pointless.
They're like, I'm not going to put that in my date book. That's in the future. I don't think about that anymore.
That's true. That's a good way to think about things.
I don't know, man. Is it going to happen today or not? Because that's all we got, really, when you think about it. If you do, just sit down. Really sit down and think. Like, do some mindfulness.
I want you to. We need to do like get you into a job so you can do that to your bosses.
Oh yes.
Like, man,
I could do that. I'll show up barefoot to work with the anklet on, and get people to fucking quit their jobs with just my mind.
This was bad news for proponents of meditation in the workplace. After all, previous studies have found that meditation increases mental focus, suggesting that those in our studies who performed the mindfulness exercise should have performed better on the tasks. Their lower levels of motivation, however, seem to cancel out that benefit.
This cracked me up. Missy in the chat said, "Employees, please be mindless." That's what they're looking for. Yeah, oh they're saying like your brains are getting too full of ambitious thoughts of living the life you dreamed of. We'd like a lot less of that, you know.
Work is the only place you should have to meditate. Really, home is like everything's cool.
Yeah,
man.
This is my spot. I designed this place to be my favorite place to be.
This is where I want to be. Yeah. I don't want to be there. Let me be my. Can I be serene at work, please? Would you mind?
No happy places. No happy places in your mind. No. Talk out loud or look into a screen so that we know you're not letting your mind expand.
They're gonna start playing distracting noises at work so you can't meditate anymore, like random tones and shit. Ah, damn it! Like they'll have like a dog barking and a fucking fire alarm tone and a like just randomly like, are you getting mindful?
A manager's gonna pick up the intercom and put a chainsaw near it.
Yeah, that's the next frontier of workplace. These people did a study.
Yeah, they were like, "What the fuck is up with these people?" You know,
this is
what's the enemy of work, right?
I don't think this is the most depressing thing we've read on this show.
Is it?
It's getting that. I mean, I know we read really bad stuff, but this is like.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, as far as workplace stuff goes, as far as the workplace, I guess we'll say the workplace stuff we do on this show. this might be the worst
Yeah, it's
thing
really
I've read.
naked. It's really bleak.
Yeah. It really feels
say that,
wrong
like,
to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you would feel like it's uncouth. Like, you know, you would only say that if you're wearing like a goat head mask and a robe at like some Illuminati party. Right?
Standing out in Bohemian Grove saying like, don't let them meditate.
Yeah. We will make them mindless.
Mindfulness is perhaps akin to a mental nap. Napping, too, is associated with feeling calm, refreshed, and less harried. Then again, who wakes up from a nap eager to organize some files?
No, I just want more nap.
I do. I would like to continue
ooh.
this nap.
I like that. Let's do it again.
By some accounts, motivation is just as important as intelligence and personality when it comes to an individual's success, and has the advantage of being largely under an individual's control. I like this idea that like you can't be motivated to do anything except for work. You know, like a person can be a motivated person outside of like I was motivated when I was a cable guy, when motivated to do cable, but I was very motivated to do you know, like drugs or whatever.
Right, hang out hardcore.
Yeah. So when they say an individual's success too, when they say that it's more important to they just mean at work. Because I think you're a successful person if you practice mindfulness when you're not at work. You know, and when you practice mindfulness, I think that's successful. I think a person in 2018 that can go through their life calm and serene in the workplace is a extremely huge success to me.
Yeah, oh yeah. No,
I don't even feel that way, and I'm my own damn boss.
Right. It's hard.
That's success.
We're gonna buy some books.
We're gonna practice some mindfulness on.
We're gonna buy some ebooks.
Take it down to one show a week. Yeah, man, I don't know if I can even complain anymore, man.
Yeah, I'm not even that bothered.
I hate this. Management theorists and organizational leaders often think about motivation in terms of financial incentives. So as part of our research, we studied whether offering a financial bonus for outstanding performance would overcome the demotivating effect of mindfulness. It didn't. So people were like, fuck you and your money. Are you going to try to pay me to do something?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about money.
It can't be bought. I have everything inside my mind. I have access to anything I've ever wanted. I can dream of riches.
We were so close to mushrooms in the workplace.
Yeah, almost.
We were like
almost
on that road.
Microdosing.
And now these people are like, no.
We cannot have ego death in the workplace.
Yeah. Management theorists.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there. They're out there.
These are
They're
bad.
speaking at conferences.
Yeah, there are lots of conferences going. There is some CEO that just read this out of the New York Times and was like, you know, it turns out, let's turn the meditation room into a screaming room. I don't know what you turn it into.
Ant races on the TV. Fuzzy. Just fuzz.
We'll put some pinball tables in there.
Yeah, pinball. Something noisy. Let's put a nail salon next to it to disorient them nasally.
All right, I think we did it, Brett.
That's the show.
Practice mindfulness at work so you can fuck your boss over.
Fuck your boss over. Do something mindful at work this week. Take a 30-minute mindfulness break on the clock.
That was from Brender, BRENDR _ on Twitter. Thanks for the story. That
was a good find. Yeah, I think that might have flew under the radar.
Yeah. Fuck. That is one of the more depressing things I've read. Like, just that, like, somebody wrote it. Like, somebody wrote that, dude.
No, it's good advice. If you want to keep your employees in line.
Yeah.
Keep them demoralized. Keep them mindless.
All right. Do the thing, man.
All right, thank you for listening to Street Fight Radio. Thank you for watching if you're in here. To get access to the live video feed, you got to head over to patreon.com. We really want our stuff to be affordable, so for $1 a month, you get bonus shows from us, mostly Brian, to be honest. I'm really slacking on those, but I've got a couple in the works on the way. For $3 a month, you get access to our digital zine, and then For $8 a month, you can have the zine sent to your house and get everything else. And as long as you're sending $5 a month our way, you can watch the live streams and get access to the feeds in there if you want to join along while we do them. We do them at Wednesday nights, anywhere from like 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern time is when we get started usually.
Hey, and they're fun. The chat room's real fun in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in there. I try not to put too much in there, but I mean, you had me cracking up. If Missy's fucking comment, I don't know why I didn't even see that, but it was hilarious. And so if you like the show and you want to support us, we also offer Kratom and CBD. They're our favorite brain tonics that will make you feel, more mindful at work. It's like the cheat code to mindfulness is Kratom and CBD. Head over to store.streetfightradio.com to check out our selection. We got a gram of isolate for $35. We got 100 grams of Kratom for $22. So if you're interested in those and you want to help fund our travel to DC and everywhere else we want to go to spread this mess across the U.S., head over to store.streetfightradio.com. We'll see you later this week on the call-in show this Sunday.
Yes, we might have some guests in the studio this
Really?
week. Some buddies of ours from Cleveland.
11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 614-412-5252. Find us on WCRS 92.7 or 98.3 if you're inside 270. We are Street Fight. Peace.
Hey, do you know if we can get 4 mics?